You've been waiting on your sister, your best friend, your partner, maybe your coworker who said, "Oh, we should plan a trip together." You probably priced it out, stuff saved up in your phone, pictures. You still haven't done it. Nothing's happened yet. And that's because you've been waiting for somebody else to be ready. The first time I went on a 16-day cruise, I asked all my friends, I asked my partner, I even asked my mom. My mom said, no, that's too long. It was something that I had really wanted to do. And since nobody wanted to go with me, I booked it myself. And I took my 16-day cruise and I had a blast. A couple months after that, I took a longer sabbatical for 6 weeks, 1.5 months away in a new country, all by myself, not knowing the language. And I had the time of my life. Lots of self reflection. But the thing that I had to learn was not to wait on anybody else. In order to get to where I wanted to be, I knew that there were places that I wanted to go. I wanted to start traveling the world. And one of the first things that I had to unlearn was to stop waiting on other people. I had to realize that I don't need someone else to come with me. And this is for the woman who is just tired of putting her life on hold and waiting for other people, the right circumstances, the right amount of money, just whatever you're done waiting for. And I'm going to walk you through every single excuse, every reason why you've been stalling. So, if you're new here, hit subscribe because every episode is going to build on the last. We're talking about money, fears, slow travel, packing, freedom, starting over, all of it. And you don't want to miss anything. Let me tell you what I know about you. You probably have a group chat, and the group chat is all about hyping up this trip, putting all these ideas in there, where you want to go, how much fun it's going to be, emojis. Yes, girl, let's do it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And then you go to put the dates together to really confirm something and you can't get anything lined up. So you got no confirmed dates, just a whole lot of, yes, we're going to do this. Can't wait. If you're like me, the planner of the group, you're probably the one who's doing all the research. You're getting everything in place. You're looking for the flights, all the different activities that you want to do, outfits you guys need to bring, checking the weather for that time of year. And then somebody in the group chat, or maybe more than one person in the group chat, says, "Ooh, I can't get off those days," or "I have something else happening on those dates." And the whole thing falls apart again. After a while, that seems to be really tiring. It seems like you're the only one who wants this thing to happen. Ask me how I know. When you make all the plans and everybody wants it, the thing is, everybody comes to you because they know you're the planner and you're the one who's going to make it happen if it's going to happen. And then you put your all into it. You put the whole thing together, but you just can't seem to get everybody on board. You can't get everybody on the same page to actually make it happen. And then you end up not going. You get tired of that year after year when it seems like, well, you're the only one who wants this dream bad enough. You might even start to wonder, is it me? Am I being impatient? Am I being insensitive? Because people have to work, people have obligations, people have things going on. Maybe I shouldn't just be waiting for everybody. No, it's not you. You don't have to be okay with waiting and waiting and waiting a little longer. You just have to give yourself permission. Here is the hard truth that I had to learn the hard way. Your people who you've been waiting on, they love you. They love you a lot, but they're not coming. It's not because they don't care. It's not because they don't love you or because they don't want to go. It's just that everybody has their own things going on in their life and they've got their own reasons for staying comfortable. And if you just keep on waiting for the stars to align and for everything to happen all at once for everybody at the same time, then you're going to be waiting forever. So, we're going to talk about every single thing, every single reason that's holding you back from doing what you really want to do. Look, I've heard it all as a professional planner, not only being a professional planner, but I'm like the family planner. I've heard it all. I've heard all the excuses, and we're gonna go through each one. And I want to show you one by one why each of these reasons is no reason to hold you back anymore. Number one, you might not want to travel alone because you're saying, oh, it might not be as fun. It's not as fun to travel by myself. I need my people around me. I always say this, you're never really alone. You're not alone in this world. As soon as you walk out of the door, you see people, unless you live in a rural community, but you know what I'm trying to say. Especially when you're traveling. And the upside of traveling solo is you get to do whatever you want when you want. You're not on anybody else's agenda. Eat when you want, stay how long you want. You're not bound by anybody else's schedule or what they're in the mood for. The other thing I love about traveling solo is you end up talking to more strangers that you probably wouldn't have spoken to if you were in a group. And then you're missing out on a whole new opportunity to build a new relationship or make a new friend. And the thing is, when you're traveling solo and you meet other solo travelers, those are the people who are just as passionate about traveling as you are. They're not afraid to go out and go on their own. Those are really the type of people you want to be friends with. That could be your new travel group. Or your new travel buddy, because you already know they're serious about getting up and going. The other thing about going alone is that you find out a lot about yourself. Lots of self reflection, lots of things that might surprise you, lots of things that might come up, things that you've been holding back. Like the real you kind of just comes out sometimes. Secondly, you might be afraid to travel alone because you think it's not safe for a woman to travel alone. This is a legitimate fear and one that I've thought about often also. But to be honest, I don't feel any extra unsafe when I'm traveling in other countries than I do right here in my home city. I've never felt more unsafe going to other places than I have in everyday life here at home. Just because a place is new and it's someplace that you've never been before doesn't mean that it's unsafe. Safety is not really about having someone with you. It's more about being prepared, being alert, and just being smart, having your wits about you. But I get it. Fear is real, especially as a woman, but it's manageable. Just be smart. Number 4, you're waiting until the kids are grown or until you retire or until work slows down. This is a trap. It's called the when then trap. When this happens, then I'll be able to do it. Because guess what? Life never stops. There's always going to be something. Something's always going to come up. But you have to live your life now, no matter what phase you're in. Start living your life now. You don't have to wait for a certain time to happen. Nextly, you probably think you can't afford it right now. I did a whole episode on this, breaking down how much I actually spent. I actually spent less money than I would have if I had stayed home. I was spending less money while I was traveling on the road than I spent at home because I was more intentional and I was really spending money on the things that mattered. The amount of money or the number that you think you need to get started is not really what you think. I break down all of this in episode 3, so make sure you stick around. I'm going to show you break down exactly how much I spent for my whole entire trip, and I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. Next, you feel guilty leaving everyone else behind. This is a big one for lots of people, especially if you're the main caregiver and you're the person who's always making decisions for everybody else. Here's the thing, you should not feel any type of guilt because in order to do all these things for everybody else, you have to fill your own cup. And I'm sure you know this and you've heard it before, but you're not actually practicing it. When you take the trip and do something for yourself, you're able to refill your cup like nothing else can. So you should never feel guilty for taking time for yourself to go and replenish yourself, fill yourself up, because then you can show up better for the people who are really depending on you. You want to give them the absolute best version of yourself. You've waited long enough, but today that stops. I'm Toy, and I found freedom in my 50s when I finally figured out that I don't have to wait for anybody. I downsized, sold everything, and took off by myself on a solo sabbatical for the very first time in my life in my 50s. But one of the very first things that I had to realize was that I cannot wait for anybody else. So if you're new here, hit subscribe because every episode is going to build on the last. We're talking about money, fears, slow travel, packing, freedom, starting over, all of it. And you don't want to miss anything mid-series.